This week is going to be so freaking busy. I'm already tired and I just started. Hi everybody, today I am getting my bullet journal set up for the week of September 10th. I am going to be very busy this week. I have a trip coming up where I will be leaving. My family will still be here in town going about their daily business, but I will be out of town for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, helping my sister and brother-in-law as he gives her a kidney, which is amazing. And I am so excited for her to be able to get a transplant. You know, when you're 36 and you're in kidney failure, it can seem pretty bleak. And so having somebody be rad enough to donate a part of themselves to you is just, it's a gift. Anyway, I'm going to fill in my year in pain really quick. I had a good night last night, which was nice. I actually showed my kids the 1996 Romeo plus Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann movie, which when I was 16 when that came out, and I spent quite an emo time frame, you know, being sad to the Desiree song. That soundtrack's fantastic, but I decided to show them that. I was like, now you guys can understand what it felt like to be me in the 90s, because this is what I loved. Anyway, nostalgia. So we'll flip through what I did last week. Here's my time tracker. A lot of time spent at church and at the football game this weekend. A lot of fun. I went and did a bunch of errands with my kids after school on Friday and barely made it back in time for my patron stream, but I did. I only got some of this done. But I'm going to keep working on it this week. So some bullet journaling, and then this was some notes from a workshop I'm doing with the people at Patreon, and then bullet journaling through Friday. And then here are my lists from 30 Days of Lists. Some of you guys asked about in the last video. It is a paid challenge. I think it's $10, but there are previous months of lists that are available if you look. I decided to do the paid one because I thought, you know, maybe if I pay $10, it'll inspire me to actually keep doing it, and I can set up lists, and I'll do that for next week when I'm out of town, so I don't have to bring all my shit with me to Oregon. I can just have things set up and just fill them in. So that's probably going to be a long bullet journal setup next week, let's just say. Because I'm glad and then here's a bunch of things I'm glad I did, and then this is blank makes everything better. Nicolas Cage makes everything better. My cat, my family, well-placed F-bomb, delicious cheese, yes. And then here are the Friday and Saturday lists. For me, on the Fridays, I get my kids back from their dad's house since we switch every other week. I am just spending the whole day in a state of just excitement and anticipation that I'm happy to get them home. Hasn't changed in all of the years that I have been sharing custody. That doesn't mean that the whole time I have them, I'm super excited to have them around. You know, I love having them around, but you know, they're teenagers. They argue. There's times where I'm like, maybe you should go back to dad's house, but you know, that's my big thing on those Fridays, and some other things. And then what I can do today to help future me. And of all these things here, learning to say no is a big thing for me. And that's everything. I did not do any memory keeping this last week. I didn't have a lot of things to take pictures of, and I didn't wind up getting any pictures of the game. So I am probably going to do quite a bit of memory keeping, or at least picture taking, when I'm up in Oregon next week. And this week I'd like to get some pictures in too, because this is Katie's first week at as a high school student for homecoming, which is going to be amazing. But I haven't gotten there yet. So what do I need to do today? I need to set up my week. I need to set up my bullet journal for the day. And I need to do my list challenge for both yesterday and today, because yesterday was full of church. And then when I finally got back from all the church shit, I was so exhausted that I just wanted to hang around as opposed to doing anything. I also did not bullet journal for the weekend, which was fine. We took it. There was stuff going on, but I didn't have to do specific tasks as much as just sort of go with the flow. So I figured I'd take a break from it. I also need to do my challenges, so maybe we'll start with that. So here's my lettering so far for the month, and today's 80s movie that I'm going to be lettering is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. All right, I decided to make that super big. I had some space because I can do 15 days per spread, and this is day 10, so I can fit 5 more in here. I think a lot of them are short too. Here's my lettering. I'm just doing whatever style catches my fancy that day. And then for my doodling, I've kind of been clustering it over here. This has all been Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon from the late 80s, early 90s. And I have gotten as far as to do the Turtles, April O'Neil, Shredder, the Foot, Splinter, and Rocksteady. And to wrap up the Turtles before we move into Alvin and the Chipmunks, I am doing Bebop. That wraps up the Turtles. The next round of cartoon characters will be Alvin and the Chipmunks. You'll probably see those when I do my setup for next week. Okay, moving forward. The first thing I want to do is set up my lists for yesterday and today because I did not get around to them yesterday. I'm going back and forth between whether I want to keep using the same like Planner Society washi tape I'm using for the rest of the month, or do I want to incorporate other washi? And I did incorporate some other washi on this spread and on this spread, but I think today I'll do the Planner Society stuff and maybe grab some of the other pieces from the kit. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna set these up and then I will actually fill them in. Figured I'd just explain to you what I did. So for things out of my comfort zone, the sticker is not wanting to stay stuck. I used a couple of stickers from a couple of Happy Planner memory keeping books. This is from Amy Tangerine, and this die cut is from the Planner Society kit. This washi is from Planner Society, so is this top one. This bottom one's from Simply Gilded. Anyway, so that's this side, and I just put this here because I needed something to fill it in. It was not significant for any reason. And then this side will be for my prescriptions. I'd need a longer list than that. My subscriptions, and this is just a leftover piece of scrapbook paper from the same Planner Society kit I'm using this week, and a die cut just to decorate it. And then this box is from the Colorful Boxes Happy Planner book, and I'm just going to use this to list my subscriptions. Okay, let me explain what I listed here. So out of my comfort zone, some of these are kind of similar to each other. A big thing that's out of my comfort zone is hanging out or interacting with people I don't know, whether in social situations or at like meetings, things like that, stresses me out. Same with cooking with things I don't like, drawing people, and a big one is having guests in my house for longer than a week, even longer than a couple days sometimes. I love visiting with people and having people that I love hang out here and everything, but when my routine gets disrupted, I start getting really, really grouchy. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but like, it has nothing to do with the people themselves. It has to do with my space getting disrupted. As for my subscriptions, I've got a lot of them. I think I might not even have all of them on here. TV wise, I've got HBO, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, which isn't just TV. In terms of planner shit, Simply Gilded and the Planner Society, obviously. I subscribe to UU World Magazine as a Unitarian Universalist. I subscribe currently to World of Warcraft, which is like the monthly game subscription you pay. For YouTube, I subscribe to Epidemic Sound, where I get my music from, and TubeBuddy, which is a back-end thing that helps with like tags and things like that. And then I subscribe to several people on Patreon. Now I'm gonna get my week set up. I'm gonna just copy over the priority list, the intentions list over here. I liked last week's setup. It worked really well, even though I didn't get everything done. And I'm going to really have to make my list of everything that needs to get finished this week before my trip next week, and my time tracker. So I'm going to get all of that put in right now. Okay, so here's my setup, my intentions list. Notice I left myself a lot of space for work and then less for church and home because I anticipate that work is going to take up the majority of my shit this week. And then I need to fill in my time tracker so far for the day and then fill all of this out. I'm going to be migrating some stuff over from last week's priorities and intentions list because I did not finish everything on here, as well as adding some new stuff. All right, so here's my intentions list for the week and my top priorities. And now I'm going to create my bullet journal spread for today. I am going to just put it washi tape for both days and get today's shit listed. I've got a lot to do today. It's all week, but I need to try and get it done within the confines of the kids' school day, because when they get home, I really need to stay on top of the work that they're doing this week. We're a few weeks into school and the newness of school has worn off, and this is prime slacker time. So for those of you who don't have kids, who have kids that are younger and haven't gotten to middle school or high school, I will tell you now that a pattern, at least with my kids and from some of my kids' friends' parents who I've talked to, is that when you get like maybe the first month of school month and a half, you get into September and your kids are like into the swing of things, this is the time where they start to slack off and you need to really be on them like stink on poo. They are going to have to deal with mom in their face this week. Just saying. That's not going to leave me a lot of time to get work done when they get home, although I will need to because I've got a couple so many things I want to wrap up before I go out of town. All right, so here is my list, a lot of work today, and then a few other things I need to get done. I'm curious, though, after I made this list and realized how many subscriptions I had, I'm wondering how many subscriptions you have. Tell me some of your favorite ones down in the comments below. So the next couple of weeks, my video schedule will be truncated. There will be 3 videos a week instead of 4 videos a week until October, when we go into Plan As You Go month. But this coming up Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, I will be doing a live plan with me. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet, but that's coming. 800 calendars in front of me, and I never know what day it is. Yes, Sunday the 16th, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. Join me here on the channel for a live plan with me. But yeah, let me know what subscriptions you've got in the comments below, which ones you love, maybe which ones you want to get rid of. I'm curious, because after filling that out, I realized I subscribe to a lot of shit, because I don't think that's all of them. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.